Good morning. Today the second part of our chapter, which is concerned with general equilibrium in case of autarky. Last time we talked about the assumptions of autarky, and we mentioned the first three assumptions, which are there are two countries. The world consists of two countries, A and B. Each one of them produces two commodities. Soybeans and textile. Number two, rational behavior. As we said, consumers would like to maximize their own benefit or satisfaction, while producers would like to maximize their own profit. Number three, no money illusion. And here we said that we have to differentiate between nominal price and relative price. And the decision to produce a commodity or not is going to be based on the relative price of the commodity, not the nominal price. Today we are going to complete the four more assumptions. Number four, fixed resources and technology. With respect to this assumption, fixed resources and technology, this means that we are going to talk about production, or in other words, production possibilities frontier. Production possibilities frontier, or PPF, shows different combinations of two commodities that can be produced using a given amount of resources. So if you are going to draw PPF, it will be like this. Say, for example, this is soybean and this is textile. So this is the PPF. PPF is like a boundary between what can be produced and what cannot be produced. So this area can be produced. And this is the maximum production. After this level, can't be produced. So PPF is like a border or boundary between what can be produced and what cannot be produced. Each point along the curve shows a combination of soybeans and textile that can be produced using a given amount of resources. This means that we have a fixed amount of resources that can be used in order to produce combination A or combination B. Any point inside PPF is attainable, which means that you have enough resources to produce, but with respect to efficiency is inefficient, as there is a waste in resources used in production. While any point outside PPF is unattainable. And with respect to point along or on PPF, just like point B, it is attainable and efficient as all resources are fully utilized. The slope of PPF is the opportunity cost. And as you know that opportunity cost is calculated as what you give up over what you get. The shape of PPF can be straight line PPF or concave PPF. This is based on the slope, which is the opportunity cost. If it is constant opportunity cost, then it will be straight line PPF. If it's increasing opportunity cost, so it will be concave PPF. Assumption number 5. Perfect competition prevails in both markets. What's meant by perfect competition? And what's the advantage of this assumption? Perfect competition means that the products are identical, sellers and buyers are price takers, so no one of them can affect the price. Products are identical, price takers, free availability of information, large number of sellers and buyers, in case of perfect competition, profit will be maximized when price equals marginal cost. But in our case, we didn't talk about price or marginal cost, but instead we can replace price and marginal cost with a graphical illustration for them, as price can be represented by the price line. So instead of price, we can mention it as slope of price line. And with respect to production, we can talk about the PPF. So it is slope of PPF. So the profit maximizing condition in case of perfect competition can be written as BS over BT, which is the relative price of commodity S, is equivalent to delta T over delta S, which is the opportunity cost or the slope of PPF. So if we are going to combine assumption 4 and the 3 together in one graph, it can be like that. This is the PPF. And this is the price line. Point of tangency is point of production or point of maximum profit. At this point, the government decides to produce quantity S1 of soybeans and T1 of textile. So this is the combination that helps to achieve maximum profit for all sellers in the country. Assumption number 6. Factors of production are perfectly mobile between industries within each country. This means that resources earn the same payment, the same return in both industries within the country. So the workers have no advantage in order to work in soybeans and leaf textile industry and vice versa, as earning is the same. Number 7, community indifference curve. In the last 6 assumptions, we talked about profit or the supply side. Now we would like to talk about the demand side, as our objective is to achieve general equilibrium for both suppliers and demanders as well. So we are going to use community indifference curve. Actually, community indifference curve is almost similar to indifference curve. What's meant by indifference curve? Indifference curve shows different combinations of two commodities that are consumed and they give the same level of satisfaction. This is the indifference curve. What are the main properties of indifference curves? Number 1, convex to the origin. which means the more you have of one good, the less you value the next unit. Number 2, indifference map, which means that each individual hasn't only one indifference curve, but number of indifference curves. So this is known as indifference map. Number 3, the higher the indifference curve, the higher the level of satisfaction. Number 4, indifference curves never intersect. We couldn't find just such a shape in indifference curves. As with respect to this point, we cannot determine whether they are going to give a level of satisfaction equivalent to I node or I1. Number 5, they are negatively sloped. Which means if you would like to increase level of satisfaction, if you are going to would like to increase consumption of S1, from S1 to S2, you have to decrease quantity consumed of T from T1 to T2. Okay, now we are going to move to the second objective, which is maximum satisfaction for the consumer. Consumer would like to maximize his own satisfaction given his own income level or the price line. So we are going to connect the indifference map with price line in order to get the point of consumer equilibrium or consumer choice point. But we would like to make this for the whole community. So instead of using indifference curves, we are going to use community indifference curve, which is almost similar to the indifference curve for single individual, but this is for the community as a whole. So we can write it as community indifference curve. Community indifference curve has the same characteristics as indifference curve for single individual. The higher the indifference curve, the higher the level of satisfaction, negatively sloped, and so on. Point of tangency of CIC with price line is the point of maximum satisfaction or consumption point. Demand point. Consumer choice. At this point, The community is going to maximize satisfaction for all consumers when they consume quantity equivalent to S1 and T1 of soybeans and textile. At this point, slope of price line is equivalent to slope of CIC. So this is maximum satisfaction condition. Now we would like to find general equilibrium. As we said before, general equilibrium means maximum profit and maximum satisfaction for all people in the country. And as we said, that PPF has two different shapes, a straight line and concave PPF. So we would like to find general equilibrium in both cases, straight line PPF and concave PPF. General equilibrium means maximum satisfaction, maximum profit. In case of straight line PPF, BPF is equivalent or is similar to price line. As a result, this is this line is, say, EF, for example. Line EF is BPF and is at the same time is the price line. So what we are going to add is the community indifference curve. So this is the community indifference curve. Point of tangency is the point of general equilibrium. As at this point, consumers would like to consume A and B of soybeans and textile in order to maximize satisfaction, while producers would like to produce A and B of soybeans and textile in order to maximize profit. So this is the point of general equilibrium. In case of concave BPF, in order to maximize profit, we have to add price line to PPF. So this is point of maximum profit. Now we are going to add CIC in order to identify point of maximum satisfaction. Point of tangency of the three lines together is the point of general equilibrium. As at this point, consumers are going to maximize their own satisfaction when they are going to consume A units of soybeans and B units of textile, and the producers are going to maximize their profit when they are going to produce A units of soybeans and B units of textile. So the general equilibrium condition will be that slope of price line will be equivalent to slope of CIC, which is equivalent to slope of PPF. So this is the general equilibrium condition. This is the end of our lecture today. Thank you. See you next week.